Shyla, is this your same home office? You've just moved a little bit?
Um, yeah, I adjusted a little bit. I pushed my my desk back.
Mhm.
I'm getting a mini sofa to go back here with like a
Nice.
ottoman coffee table thing. So yeah, I'll be working from home permanently. So soon. Yeah. Not because I'm like
Oh,
I accepted a new role at Microsoft. So I'm yeah,
Wait, since your other new role?
yeah, yeah. It's the same like role, different team.
Okay, good morning. We are live, so we'll go off of that conversation and on to the conversation topic at hand. Good morning, it's Dana at the Arts Partnership, and we are on day 4 of our 5-day April Showers Bring May Flowers online spring fundraising campaign. All right, I gotta shut just that thing down because it weirds me out when I can see myself on another screen a little bit delayed. I don't know what to do with that. It kind of makes my brain bend. But I am joined this morning by 2 of my most favorite people. Everyone who's been on this week have been in my list of most favorite people, but these 2 hold a special place in my heart for important reasons because they are actually part of the team of people who are my boss. So Shyla Thompson and Shelley Szudera joining us as Arts Partnership board members, but also employees. Shyla's at Microsoft and Shelley's at Choice Bank. So good morning, you 2.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Thanks so much for joining me this morning. We're here to talk about a number of things all around supporting local art.
Mhm.
I put my tea down, but we're actually here because the 2 of you work for businesses that have taken different approaches to how they allow you and also make their own investments in the arts. So Shelley, maybe I'll let you start with the way that Choice has figured out how to ensure that you get to support the causes that mean something to you, and also the ways that they are doing it for their own betterment. And then we'll go to Shyla.
Sure. Well, first and foremost, it's the opportunity of using my time as a board member. So Choice has always supported being involved in our communities, and I'm able to use both personal and work time to make that commitment to the Arts Partnership, which is awesome. And I love that I have that ability to and the flexibility to be involved no matter what time of day. And in addition, we support local art through Artworks, hosting that in 4 of our locations in the metro. I can tell you I get feedback consistently from our employees. I'm in one of the offices that hosts the installations. We just had Christina there the other day switching it out, and people were very excited to see the change. I think it's always exciting when a new installation is put up. And in addition, we've supported TAP through some various events, including last year was a salon party. And this year we're excited to partner with more of a giving grants program that we'll be talking about or announcing soon, I hope. And what I love about it is the flexibility to know that we want to support local art. That's Choice believes in supporting those nonprofits and causes our team members are passionate about. And I can kind of carry that passion into my leadership, share with them some ideas. And we've been able to work with Dana, your staff, and coming up with neat ideas in which to support local art. So
Yeah, and Shelley, can you just speak really quickly to last year's last year's donation from you, where you got Choice to match? Because I think that is an overlooked piece that
mhm.
that some employers would say yes to if they simply got the ask.
Sure. For us, we do have an employer match program, but it's specifically a certain time of year. So we have locations across Minnesota and North Dakota. We participate in both Giving Hearts Day and Give to the Max Day in Minnesota. And we do matches then, but not every nonprofit actually participates in those 2 programs. And so for me, knowing that the Arts Partnership has different fundraisers throughout the year, including our current spring campaign, that it was important for me to still be able to support in a way and get that match if possible. And it was just asking. So I would encourage anybody that, you know, you never know if you're going to get a match or not. And it's always worth going to, whether it's your leadership or HR, to ask if there is something that they can do to match that. And for me, the answer was yes, which was great.
It was great. And I will just say, for one, it's sort of like being a micro executive director or CEO of a nonprofit, in that 1 second you are making an ask of a business. It happens to be the business that you work for. But as I say to people, if you can live through a no, then it makes sense to make the ask, because you might get a yes. So you might think that your business doesn't do matching because they don't have an obvious matching program like Shyla's going to talk about, but it doesn't hurt to ask. And so then suddenly your $25 donation becomes $50, or your $100 becomes $200. And that does start to make a significant difference. 100% more of a match is a lot for a nonprofit. So thank you for both sharing that with us, Shelley, and also for bringing the Arts Partnership to choice in so many clear and direct ways. It's such a great relationship for us, and a great, I think, cooperative relationship, which is really important to us. We don't want to just be asking for money. We really want to be adding value to the businesses that we work with. So thank you for all of that. So Shyla, you work at a place that is, I think, infamous for their matching program. Yes. And, you know, there's always sort of a, oh, do you have a Microsoft person on your board? Because you know they match. And the great thing about Microsoft employees is they do bring this match, but they also tend to bring a really remarkable skill set. So it's never just about the money, but the money is a really nice frosting maybe on the important cake. So Shyla, can you talk about that, please?
Sure. Yeah. I find that our program is just super flexible in what it allows the employees to do in respect to donating. They can donate either money, and Microsoft will match that, 100% match, or they can donate their time. Microsoft also actually, for however many hours you donate your time to a nonprofit, you can log that as volunteer hours, and Microsoft will actually put a money amount on top of that and say your time as an employee is worth this much. I think right now it's like $25 an hour.
I think it's 25 as well. Yep.
I'm assuming most employees make maybe more than that an hour, but that's what they say the volunteer time is worth. And it's been fantastic, because not only can I give financially, when I donate my time, either on board service or helping out with any other things that you guys need help with, I can match that time, and Microsoft gives you guys money. And Microsoft does this for every employee and for any nonprofit, that meets that criteria necessary. And it's awesome. And they remind us of it all the time too. So they super want employees to stay engaged. They love it. We have our October Giving campaign, which also is a huge month for giving. But really we can do it anytime. And it's super nice and handy to have. And it is an online portal that we use. We don't have to do any paperwork.
Imagine that at Microsoft, that you're using an online portal. That's so forward thinking of you.
Right? We use technology to make it simple. It's fantastic. So they make it super easy for us. We don't have to hit a certain deadline to like make sure it gets in. Like if I forget to actually, and sometimes I have, if I forget to log my hours or record my giving, I can go in 3 months later and track it and record it, and it always comes through as approved. And so you guys may see that a little bit later, but it does come to you eventually.
Yeah, we get checks quarterly from all of the hour matches and dollar matches. And so we just, nobody owes nonprofits money. Right. Nobody does. But we know that when money comes in from Shyla, that we're also then later on going to see that match. And it's a really remarkable additional amount of money that you can sort of start to count on, assuming that you are helping the employee of Microsoft remember to log their time, which, I view as a little bit my responsibility as well. If the Microsoft money comes in and it's much, much lower than an average amount, then I just check with our board members and with the other people who give and make sure they've logged their hours. So it's on us and you. It's great.
Yeah. It's super helpful to be reminded. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of stress going on right now, and it is a super easy thing to do. Microsoft makes it awesome and easy. So that reminder is helpful as someone who has needed to be reminded in the past.
Not very often, but
yeah, I don't ever mind being reminded. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate both ways of this giving. Choices is probably a little bit more typical of a average business. I mean, I think Microsoft's very scheduled and sort of systematic plan of giving is the exception to the norm, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
But we have relationships like we do with Choice with a number of organizations. And so I just really encourage you, again, if you work for a company, particularly if you have access to local leadership, doesn't have to be the CEO of the entire company, but your local leadership likely has the ability to at least entertain these conversations with you. And if you're not giving to the Arts Partnership, figure out what nonprofits do matter to you and figure out how to leverage your employer and their resources with yours as well, because it just really does make a difference. So thank you both for sharing those stories. So let's talk a little bit about why you joined the Arts Partnership Board and what value you see in the phrase support local art.
I can start.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to say I'm involved with TAP because mainly Erin Koffler. So she was a coworker of mine many years ago who passed away, and she was very a part of the Arts Partnership. I think she helped bring the CSA program, to the Fargo area through TAP, and it was initially for me, it was a way, my involvement with TAP was a way to kind of carry on something that she was doing, because I really loved her and appreciated her and she was a mentor for me. And so there was this kind of connection with her at first. And then it kind of grew into just something that I absolutely love doing. I love the Arts Partnership. I love the people, that work there. You guys are fantastic, easy to get along with. I know. And it's super easy to be involved because you make it easy. Right. And then being a member of the board was a way for me to give back in a different way that I hadn't done before. And so I saw that as an opportunity for me to learn and grow as well, because I had not had board service in the past. But I continue to support local art because we all look to it's hard for me to say this, but it's what drives us. I mean, anything that we do in our lives, things that we get passionate about, art is involved in that. Design of products, design of anything, walking down the street, the layout of the land, everything has to do with art and design. And so that just is super passionate for me, and it connects everything.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Shelley, what would you say?
Wow, Shyla. For me, I was reflecting back when I had initially had an idea for Choice Bank to launch some support local art debit cards. So we would print local artists' work on our debit cards, and met Dana that way. And that was my first introduction to the Arts Partnership. From there, my eyes were open to all of the things that I loved about the Fargo-Moorhead area had a connection back to the Arts Partnership. And I saw, wow, from Jeff Knight's bike rack downtown that spells Fargo in sign language to the Midco wraps around their utility boxes. All the things that I enjoyed had some sort of connection back to the Arts Partnership. And I've always been passionate about supporting local art, and realized that by being more involved with TAP was a way to be involved with all the arts organizations, because TAP supports all of their artists and their partners. So that for me, I was coming off of a board. I served on the American Advertising Federation in North Dakota. I had served for 6 years and was stepping off of that board, and like Shyla said, just wanting to find other ways to give back to our community. This just felt like a natural fit, and they wanted me, TAP wanted me, and I wanted to be there. So here we are a couple years in, and just enjoying every moment of it. So.
Oh, well, that's outstanding. And the two of you have been such assets. And again, as I said at the beginning, not just to the board, but to me personally, you bring such different skill sets than I have. And you are so generous with your time and your resources and your ideas. And it's just been a joy to work with both of you. So before we wrap up, let me just remind everyone that this is a fundraising week. So I need to start first in this little last wrap up with this. If you've already given, thank you. It's incredible to watch those donations come in because, as I just said, nobody owes us their money. We're not sending you a bill for something that you have bought. It's all donation based. So if you have given to us this week, thank you for that support. It truly means so, so much to all of us. If you're thinking about it and wondering why you would give, I hope that Shelley and Shyla helped give you some reasons why. I think that this notion that most of the art making in this community somehow has a thread to the Arts Partnership is the reason that I love my job. Because when I say we support local art, I really mean we support all the art. And that has tremendous value to me. And I have a lot of pride in that. So if you want to be a key in helping to make sure that the community continue, I'm so sorry, this is so bad every day. There we go. That the community continues to have great local art, great performances, great opportunities for everyone across the community, then please consider donating today at theartspartnership.net/donate. You know that you can get one of these if you give $25 or more. Board members and I will be on my boulevard tomorrow afternoon from 4 to 6. I will continue to put the address out. You can just drive by. You don't even have to get out of your car, but you can pick one up. You can have an in-person, very, very grateful thank you from me and from anyone else who's joining me tomorrow. And you will know that you have played your part in ensuring that we just continue to have great art and culture in the community. Shelley and Shyla, thank you for joining me this morning. Thanks for all that you do for the Arts Partnership and the arts sector in general. Everybody else, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning for our last live stream. And actually, Ethan and I are going on live today at 4 just to talk about some other things. So I hope you join us then. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again for all of your support. Take care.
Thanks, Tina.
Thanks. Bye-bye.